Let's talk about yesterday real quick. What was up with yesterday?
Left a couple breaking balls up, and the one big inning they had, some broken bat hits and some balls that found holes in one hard hit ball. Juan Pierre had a bunt. So that's the game of baseball. Sometimes balls don't have to be hard to find green grass out there, and next thing you know, it's a big inning.
Justin, it looked like to me last night for the first time in a long, long time that the command with the breaking ball just wasn't there. Did you feel that way as well?
Not really. I didn't throw it as much as I would have liked. Looking back at it, I probably should have thrown a little bit more breaking balls, and that's how I usually get a better feel for it throughout the course of a game. But, there was a couple that were left up, but most of the time, you're going to leave up a few in the course of a game. Hopefully they're foul balls or pop-outs, but, everything is under a microscope at this level, and you leave a few up and then they're base hits, and that turns into a big inning, and then all of a sudden everybody's looking at that saying, you left breaking balls up, and that was the problem.
So your ERA ballooned to 2.29, which is still pretty darn good. You got to be thrilled with how this year has gone for you.
Yeah, feeling pretty good. My whole emphasis this year was to have a better April and kind of fast track everything in spring training, be very results oriented, and really focus hard. And I really felt like that carried over. My April wasn't stellar, but it was better than it has been in the past, and I feel like that carried over into the latter months up to the All-Star break, and that's why I was a little bit better and more consistent.
Carlos Quentin with a base hit right there. He's now 2 for 2 and had 3 hits yesterday. So, Justin, year after year, you are right up there, if not leading the league in number of pitches thrown. You're certainly top 3 or top 4. Is that a point of pride for you?
Yeah, it is. I work extremely hard in the offseason to be able to do that, and hard during the season, but it's kind of an old school mentality. Go out there and just grind it out until the skipper comes and gets me. And I feel like over the years I've earned a little bit of respect from Leland, and he lets me go out there and gives me a little bit longer leash than he has in the past, and I really appreciate it. And I think I've done some good things for him. Let me do that.
Justin, you talked about the fact that you wanted to get off to a better start this year in the month of April. Obviously, that didn't happen this year. It was still a pretty good April, but not nearly as well as May and June. What did you do in the offseason to get you ready for this year? Did you change anything?
Yeah, I didn't change my workout schedule or anything. I feel like I've been pretty strong the last few years towards the end of the season, so I maintained that. I did the same sort of workouts. But pitching-wise, as soon as I got off the mound in early February, started throwing bullpens. I was very serious as soon as I got on there. Like I said, very results-oriented. And I approached every bullpen, and then rolling into spring, every spring start, like it's a major league start, not just saying, okay, my arm felt good, I'm ready to go. If something's not right, I really focused on fixing it right then and there, and then, moving forward and getting better that way throughout spring training.
Justin Verlander visiting with us, Alex Rios striking out. A.J. Pierzynski comes up next. All right, you've got to be somewhat politically correct, but we're Fox, and what the heck, I'm going to ask it. A.J. Pierzynski is a polarizing player. Do you have particular thoughts on A.J. Pierzynski?
You look at him between the lines. He's a good player. He's a good catcher. I don't really know him personally. I know every now and again I hear him chirping and saying something. I've just learned to kind of ignore him.
Very politically correctly answered, yeah. The strike taken by the Pierzynstigator, A.J. Pierzynski.
Justin, what is it going to take for the Tigers the second half of the year to maintain some of the consistency that they have had the first half of the year?
Well, I think a key piece is somebody you see out there for the first time this year is Carlos Guillen. I think he's a great acquisition for this club. Coming off of an injury, hopefully he returns to form that we all know that he can do. And it all starts with starting pitching. If we go out there every 5 days and give our guys a chance, we got a lineup that's built to score some runs. So, you keep us in the game and amazing things will happen. We got a great mix of veterans and young guys, and I think we're very well suited to have a good second half.
Max Scherzer going at it today, and there's been a lot of talk, obviously, Justin. Here you are with the ERA in the 2.2s. The rest of the starters are about 4.8. But there's some talent in that rotation.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of talent, and I don't think you've seen the guys pitch up to their potential. There's been flashes, but it's just the consistency. And, not many of these guys have a lot of years in, and I think that kind of comes with it. But I think, rolling into the second half here, I think you're going to see him get better every time out. And, obviously you see Max today. He's got tremendous stuff. Ricky as well, Brad. Everybody can really go out there at any given time and really give us a chance to win. So, it's just getting on a momentum, getting on a streak with all the starting pitchers. We all kind of build off of each other. So you start getting in a string where you know, 2, 3, 4 guys in a row go out there and pitch well, then that just kind of carries over and gives that guy, the next guy, that added momentum.
Justin, talk about your young receiver for a moment as we get a look at this last fastball by Max Scherzer thrown right by A.J. Przinsky. Alex Avila, he appears to have matured quite a bit from last year.
Yeah, you know, it's been tremendous seeing what he's done back there. He doesn't have a lot of time behind the plate catching. He didn't even catch his whole college career, and he only had 1 year in the minor league, so he doesn't have a lot of time. And learning at this level is tremendously difficult. You know, the game is so fast up here. Having to learn all the facets of catching, which is probably the most difficult position in Major League Baseball. You know, you can't say anybody's worked any harder than he has, and he's gotten leaps and bounds better. Every start, you can see the progression of him behind the plate. Obviously, I think everybody knew he was going to hit, but I think everybody's been very pleased with what he's done behind the plate, and that's how you earn our respect. All the starting pitchers, he works his tail off, and that's all you can ask for.
Carlos Quentin, the base runner. Rios and Przinsky striking out after that leadoff single. Gordon Beckham now. A 2-0 lead for Chicago. I got to ask you this last question, Justin, and again, thank you for your time today. How's that uniform feel? It looks good.
Yeah, it's light and airy. It's pretty good. I don't think I mind pitching in these things. Maybe I can order some extra big regular uniforms.